the next 10 minutes or so are going to be. What? Hello, RC racing fans. Welcome to Villadolid. Bahia with a B. Although it's spelled with a V, but we're getting used to that. So we're in the plains of Spain, out here at this beautiful facility, a huge RC racing facility for all sorts of stuff, but none of that matters now because this week is the European Championships for two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And right now we have got the second from top group of the fastest guys in two-wheel drive. They've all been sort of pre-sorted, and this is the sixth round of running that's been going all day today. So there's another round of running that's going to be happening, and this is the 11th group that's been running today, and we've just missed seeing Renault Savoia from Spain and Ellis Stafford from Great Britain. They were just out on track with their group. Sorry?
Renault's from France.
Renault is from France, I'm told. Yes, I should remember that from the car. Renault. So we've got a lot of big names are here, and many of them are running in this practice session right now. We've got at the moment they've only done a couple of laps each at most. They've just started about a minute and a half ago. We've got Darren Bloomfield from Great Britain, Hupo Honigel from Austria, a very fast Spaniard named Carlos Pineda Vidal something. Sorry about that, Carlos, but your name is very, very long and it won't fit on this timing screen. From Sweden, we have Christopher Svensson. Another one from, who is that, Austria? No, it's not Australia, is it? A-U-T? It's probably just a typo. So Stefan Pfeifhofer, Matt tells me, from AUT, which I think that means Austria, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a slip of a finger there. John Spencer from Great Britain, Antoine Rossetti from France, Jani Hovi from Finland. There's a couple of Finns here. Paul Bradby from Great Britain, making his perennial appearance. From Oop North, I'm told, where dry stone walls are the norm. And that's really bad, I know. And Martin Bayer from the Czech Republic. Martin races in, what's the other class that he races in?
He's the current large-scale European touring car champion.
Right, okay, yeah. So large-scale touring car champion making his appearance, and he's in one of the top groups here.
And he's very new to this class, but he will have been very happy to be finished on the podium just last week in France.
Yay! So good job, Martin. He's ranked up here with some of the fast guys. And if there's some fast guys that you're familiar with that we haven't mentioned, you can almost be assured that they'll be in the next round, which is running after this. This is free practice, so everybody gets 7 chances to run today for free practice. Like I said, there's 12 groups of drivers. There's about 100 racers in the two-wheel drive class, and almost 100 in the four-wheel drive class. And so the 100 racers in the two-wheel drive have been split up into 12 groups, and they've had 7 opportunities to drive out here. This is the second to last time that they'll be able to drive today. Tomorrow there's 2 rounds of controlled practice, and then they go straight into qualifying. Today, the organizers and the EFRA officials have basically, they put all the fast guys that they're familiar with, they put them all into the same group, and guys that they're maybe not so familiar with or have yet to make their name on the EFRA scene, sort of, they put them in sort of the lower groups, and they're all running together, and then starting with controlled practice, they'll be resorted into what times they're actually doing. So it's a pretty good way to do it. It keeps the guys at the same speed all together, so the pro guys aren't running with someone who's coming to the European Championships for the first time. So just starting from the front straight, which you can Well, James is penning run. He's just finding some action there. Let's see who this is. That is car number 9, and that is Stefan Pfeifhofer from AUT. We think it's Austria. So, so we've got. Well, we're still trying to come up with some names for these corners. That big green strip there, we're calling the Green Mile, I think. And then you got the bank turn. You have the S's, and then I'm not sure what we're calling that yet. And the green humps. You have the first stone loop. Those are flagstones. And then a bridge, another stone loop, and then a hairpin going over another set of green rollers and then onto the straightaway. Now, this session is just finished, so all the drivers have been called into the pits. Everyone's being pretty well mannered, I would say. No one's going out and sneaking an extra lap or two, there's really no point. You get 7 opportunities, and you'll just make your country look bad, make yourself look bad, and in the worst case, you'll actually lose your fastest qualifying time. And then everyone has to go out and turn marshal. So we've got Darren Bloomfield's just walked in front of us, picking up his car. Here comes all the...
Driving that 15-year-old car.
Still driving a 15-year-old car. Well, he is a nitro guy, right? He doesn't want to mess around with electric too much, I guess. Who knows? So the final group in this round, round 6, is now out on track. We have Lee Martin from Great Britain, Neil Cragg from Great Britain, both former two-wheel drive champions. Jorn Newman from Germany, Tom Cockerell from Great Britain, David Ronefalk from Sweden. I believe, was it he who just won the 1/8 off-road nitro European Championships last week? Or actually, just this past week that, was like yesterday. So 2 days ago, he was crowned champion. And we have René Trauner from Austria, Martin Creel from Austria, Oliver Schultz from Germany, Patrick Hofer from Switzerland, is CH, and Miguel Matias from Portugal. So it's a really good representative spread from all the European nations. And let's see who are we following there. The number's too small. But luckily, I have some tuned in. That is number 7 that James is just following. That's René Trauner from Austria. And I believe he's just flipped, or has he? Nope, he's still going. He's gone over the green humps, over the first flagstone loop, over the bridge, and into the second flagstone loop.
He's driving his Durango, which is a perfect time to mention this.
Yeah, and Matt mentioned to me that it's a good time to mention our sponsors. Obviously, you're watching RCTV, RC Racing TV, Monday Practice, and the car that we're following right now is a Durango, one of our program sponsors this week. And other sponsors include tire manufacturer and, general all-around option parts manufacturer Proline. They make some really good stuff. We've got Durango and also Dual Sky. And you'll be able to catch all the updates on EFRA.ws, the rcracingtv.net website. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, rcracingtv.net. There's also the Facebook group. Just search for RC Racing TV. And, of course, you're watching this on YouTube. So who's fastest in this group right now? We've got Neil Cragg leading Lee Martin. Both these guys are probably pitting together. I believe we'll be wandering around the pits soon, getting some interviews and talking to the guys. And both of those guys are leading the German Oliver Schultz. David Ronefalk from Sweden, he's popped up into 4th. Tom Cockerell is in 5th. Miguel Matias from Portugal, he's in 6th. And then we've got René Trauner, Martin Creel, Patrick Hofer, and Jorn Newman rounding out the last. He's actually not running at all, so that would explain why he's just staying last. Speaking of Durango, we've got Gerd Strange here today. Well, I'm presuming for the whole week, so we might be able to get an interview with him and see how his boys are doing. He's out here pit marshaling for all the Durango guys, sharing his expertise. So we've got countries represented from as far away as obviously the home team drivers of Spain, Portugal, Germany. We've got some Russians that we bumped into at the car hire place. I believe they did finally sort out how to fit in all their numerous pit bags in their very small rental car. 4 guys and like 3 or 4 sets of pit boxes and stuff like that. So it was quite interesting hearing them argue with each other. Let's see, so who's that? Number 1, that is Lee Martin that we're following, just going over the green mile, going into the bank turn, through the S's and just getting caught up with somebody there. Over the blue and white bridge. He's got, well, I wouldn't say taken out, just got a bit flustered there. Then over the bridge, through the second stone loop, into the hairpin, and then over the second set of green rollers down the front straight. So they've just got, I believe, less than a minute to run. And there you can see the pits in the background, so all the drivers are just having a watch and maybe watching out for who's close to them, who's the top guys from the other countries to watch out for. And that's the last group in this round finished. And there's not much of a break here for these guys. I mean, we just finished. It is 6 minutes to 5 local time, and I believe we're running about maybe 2 minutes behind schedule. So at 16:54 local time, we're meant to be going into the first group of round 7, and those guys, they're already out here and ready to run. So you can see all the fast guys are out there. I see Neil Craig and Darren Bloomfield chatting with each other. Carlos from EFRA is shouting at him, just having a joke. We got Elliot Boots out there. I don't believe he's actually running. We'll have to check into that. I know Carlos from EFRA was telling us that there are some top name guys that aren't actually racing this weekend. Or is that just a guy who looks a hell of a lot like Elliot Boots? I think it's a look-alike. We'll have to see, but I don't think Elliot Boots is here. I may have seen him, but I may have been tricked by our look-alike doppelganger Elliot Boots. So this is the, well, I don't want to say the slow guys, but these are who the organizers felt wouldn't be as fast as the fastest guys who we just saw. And so we've got another group of guys going.
Regular viewers will be overjoyed to see Manolis is here, and he's in this group. He's not running, which means, what that actually means, regular viewers will know, is that he has not yet built his buggy. So I will find him later on, probably fashioning it out of a block of iron somewhere in the pits. And we'll have a chat with him and check how he's doing. But yeah, he's in this group. He's not running yet, but we're a big fan of Manolis, and we'll catch up with him in a bit. Frank, you'll meet him soon. You'll know what I mean.
Awesome. I can't wait. All these regular guys. I only come to a couple of these events every year, and I went to a couple of the championships last year. I didn't get to see the electrics these guys run, but a lot of these guys ran in the 1/8 class anyway. So yeah, it is good to catch up with the regular fan favorites. And let's see, we're not following anyone in particular now. Let's see, who's this coming through the S's? What's the car number there? It's got a timing screen in my way. That's car number 1. That is, well, he's car number 1, but he's actually in last place. So that's Daniel Kobovic from Sweden. Let's see, we've got one of our Russian racers that we met last night, Roman Larkin. He's at the moment in top spot in this group. Oscar Fernandez from Spain, Jonathan Garcia from Spain.
Let's find out what kind of lap times they're doing as well. Average that.
Yeah, okay. Absolute, so you go. Yeah. So we're looking at lap times now. Oh, wow, the screen's cleared up strangely. Roman's been knocked out of the top spot by Oscar Fernandez. He's done a 30.4 lap time, which is pretty good. I mean, this is a very large track. Obviously, I'm American. I've seen a lot of RC tracks in the States. And I can tell you this is, well, I mean, especially for 10 scale, this is a pretty big track. So Oscar is in the top there with 30.4. Roman Larkin, 35.78. That's what he just did. What's his best time? 31.4. Jonathan Garcia, VI, sorry, your name's cut off again, but he's just done a 33.1. Pedro Ignacio, yeah, again, long name, gets cut off by the machine. But you're from Spain. Well, he's from Spain. I'm not talking to you because you're on the stand. I don't want you to do any worse. But 33.7 is what you've just done. That's his best lap time. Whoa, this router's going to fall again. We've got a tenuous wireless router that's sort of wired to the window with some duct tape, so not really wireless. Not sure how we can, maybe, I don't know, maybe just drill through the glass and hold it in place or something like that.
You can hold it, can't you?
Well, I got binoculars in my other hand, so I can't know. Maybe just tape it to me so it doesn't fall. So can't you put the... Is this wire? Is there any slack on that gray wire? Because you can just hook it over there.
Okay.
Maybe. So yeah, we're trying to sort some stuff out here. Oh wow, the sun has really come out. It's probably blazing really hot on all the guys that are out there marshalling. And I can tell you it is quite warm. I'm glad we're in the shade. Really, really glad we're in the shade. We're actually inside, which is quite a comfort after being relegated to outdoors at the on-road championships that we were at in Portugal last year.
How well have we been looked after?
We've been looked after really, really well.
I've actually used the word luxury since we've been here. I've used the word luxury on several occasions to describe many things about this track. And it's not just the track because, let's be honest, it's not the prettiest of tracks when you see it, but it's functional, I'm sure, and we'll see what kind of action it produces in time. But in terms of the facility, it does the job, and it's very nice, and the staff here are doing a great job. So thank you to everybody here.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I believe Alfonso is the name of the main man, who's I'm not sure if he's the president of the club, but he's certainly one of the movers and shakers of the club. We've also got Pablo, who's been helping us out quite a lot. We've got a nice welcome pack from them because the actual local council of Villadolid sponsors, as I believe they donated the land for the track and probably gave money for the building and stuff like that. We got a nice shirt from the track organizers and a hat with the local, the Spanish equivalent of the BRCA or ROAR or the national organization for RC racing. So it's quite nice, and a nice lanyard, which I'm wearing at the moment. So I'm just wanting to show my appreciation for the club organizers and the city of Villadolid. So, yeah, so let's see. That's the first round has been finished. And I believe the second round is already out there. And you can see how dedicated some of these guys are. They're walking around with brooms and giving even, we can call these the slowest guys. I mean, I don't want to big them up, but I don't want to make them feel bad. I mean, this is probably where I'd be racing, to be honest. But the guys who've just finished racing, they're out there marshalling and sweeping the track to help these guys just go just a bit faster. It's quite nice.
Are you saying that you would qualify for the Euros?
No, I would say, having been to many big races, touring car, because back in the day, I know that I would be in this group if I was to race in a group of, say,
and what is this,
150.
second from bottom, third from bottom?
Second from bottom, at least, yeah.
You'd be here.
Yeah. racing against, like 13-year-olds and stuff like that. With,
Yeah. Well, we'd be
wanting
proud.
to do well, but not wanting to make them feel too bad, because I'm running with all free equipment, and they've come and spent their entire summer vacation money on coming out to an RC car race. They drive toy cars around a hot track. So let's see who we're following. We have got, just coming down the straight, I believe that is car 8. I think I'm going to go with car 8. Let's see. That is Yulia Timoshenko something from Russia. Hey, got another Russian out there. Be nice to see. I'm sure. How does that work? I mean, Russia, it's the biggest country in the world, and it's obviously covers a large part of Asia, but they don't race in the FEMCA series. But I guess Moscow is the more populated area of Russia, is on the east of the Russian front, I guess. Can we call it that?
Yeah.
So they're closer to Europe, and I guess that's why they run in the European Championships.
Yeah, I don't know if it's based entirely on the principles of the Eurovision Song Contest, but
Well, is there an Asian Vision Song Contest?
I sure hope so.
Maybe we can talk to Carlos about that. Just find out as you drink my drink. Is that my drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably
Maybe.
is my drink.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, that's my drink. This is
Okay.
your drink.
We're just cross-pollinating.
Yeah. Luckily, no one's got the sickness yet or anything, or the lurgy. So who else do we have in this class? In this group, we have Jesus Angel Martinez from Spain, and his best time is 30.6. We have Magne Kobevic from Norway, I believe, and his best time is a 30.8. Alfonso Guilarte, and sorry, but your name's cut off. There's Guilarte. Carlos is correcting me. 30.9. Josera Ortiz de something.
José Ortiz, organizer from Bilbao from UC 2009.
Organizer from where?
Bilbao, Euro
Bilbao, 2009. 31.9. Let's see. Jorge Agustin Pasquale, is that right? I'm guessing because the name's cut off on the screen. So 33.56. And, this is a hard one. It's got an X in it. Ixaso?
Chaso. It's a lady.
Ah, okay. Well, there's a Julia in this one as well. Or Julia. Julia, actually, because Russian. Yeah, so, two ladies in this group. So it's, that's good to see. I don't want to sound too whatever. But yeah, no, it's good. Whatever the bad term is. So Carlos is in the room. Can you explain just briefly how Russia is a huge country, covers a major part of Asia, and also, but the more populated area is closer to Europe. Is that why they're in the EFRA instead of FEMCA?
So, first of all, they are refused. We need to go back into the times of the URSS. Yeah. All days of Russia, yeah. And then Russia was one of the republics. And the republic always had the capital in the eastern part, although the Russia, the country, includes all Siberia and goes up to the seaside of Japan. So that Russia has also always been considered as a part of Europe. And in terms of flying, I think the Russia side up to the Ural Mountains has always been considered also Europe. But that's a IATA thing and things like that. And radio control is no problem. They are Europe. They ever have been Europe.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in. Thanks to Carlos for unveiling every mystery that we find at every twisted turn of the race. Carlos is there with the answers. Hello to Paul. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, James is on camera. And yes, he is doing a great job.
He is. Yeah, good job, James. It's a virtual slap in the back from Paul. Yeah, who you know. So, yeah, we do have a few viewers watching. It was 12 a couple seconds ago, and now it's 14. So hello to all 14 of you out there. Hopefully you've been listening to us babble for a bit. And now we've got the third group, I believe, is out there. And they haven't run yet. So, we have a couple of mystery racers out there. 3 mystery racers in this group. We've got with the X's, XXXX. No-shows. These are the no-shows. We've got a couple from Spain and 1 from a mystery country, so we'll leave that as a mystery. We have Bastien Garcia from France, Kai Koiviranta from Sweden, Patrick Amer from Austria, Willy Heremans from Belgium, Argyris Papagianna something, from Greece. It really does cut off. I wasn't just giving up on pronouncing that. And Evgeny Timoshenko something from Timoshenkov. See, I could have guessed that. Something just end it with an OV sound. But I don't want to make assumptions as an American. We already have a bad enough rep with not knowing where Iraq and Afghanistan are anyway. So let's see, who are we following on track going over the bridge? That is car number 2 of Kai from Sweden, and he's actually in the second place behind Argyris. Actually, Kai has just gone over the timing loop, and he's taken over the top spot in this group. So good on you, Kai. And I believe we're still following Kai, just coming through the S's, over the blue and white bridge, over the first set of green rollers. Yep, that is Kai, car number 2. A little bit of a mistake going over. I imagine I have never actually raced myself on a multi-surface track like this, and I can't imagine how hard it would be to try and decide where you're going to set up your car. I mean, you can set up for the speed of the straight, but then there's only one straight on the track, and you really want to have just the acceleration to get over the jumps. And it is a lot about the rhythm of going over these jumps, especially over what I like to call the green mile. And just coming down the straight, and speaking of the green mile, you see there's a bit of a kicker jump that brings you up, and then you don't want to go full throttle over that, because then you just land halfway up the big jump. So you want to just give it full throttle over the big jump, and then it's just a rhythm jump section into the bank corner. And many years ago, when I was a wee lad and had my first RC10, it was just all loose dirt is all we had in the States. I think that's what all the tracks are in the States still. Just loose dirt, and in some cases just really, really high traction dirt. But it's nice to see that there is actual dirt here, rather than shaving down tires and just running basically slick tires. So like there's loose dirt, there's a little bit of stones, there's actual stone flooring, which must be an amazing challenge to try and set your car up for that, or just drive around it, I guess. And then you have AstroTurf, which I believe most of it looks just brand new. It's been freshly bolted down just for this event. So the club really, again, have to take my hat off to the entire club for everything looks absolutely spectacular out there. I think freshly painted blue fencing, new banners up everywhere, and everyone's just gone above and beyond to get the track going. So who are we following coming over the first set of car number 2? We're still on Kai. Let's see. Is he? Oh, he's not. He's been knocked down to 4th place. His fastest lap is a 30.8. However, with a 29.7, that could be the first of the 29s. I believe it is Argyris from Greece. And he's just coming onto he's on the end of the green mile now, going into the bank corner. He's easily catching up, whoever this is. Oh, he just got knocked over. That's no good. One car back, James. There you go, the orange one. There you go. I believe that is Argyris. Number 6 or 8. Yeah, I think that is him. Yeah, that is him with the yellow wheels. Yeah, a bit of a mistake again. He probably didn't want to get caught up. Actually, that was Kai that he was... I just passed him now. So these guys are going after it. They're on their last lap. You see, it's quite a flowing track, I would say, when there's no real just massive power sections, and you have to be very careful going over these stones because they can get very slippy. and you don't want to tear up your rear tires because pretty much everyone's running the mini pins on the rear and ribbed fronts. Some of them are running some. Right. Designated tire, Carlos is telling me. What is the designated tire?
Proline, whatever the reference is, but it's for the rear.
Right. So the front is open. The rear is a Proline mini pin. So yeah, you don't want to, as you're sliding over the stones going sideways, you don't want to go, too hard on the throttle because you just spin out and you don't want to tear those tires either. So I mean, there are some tires some cars I can see right in front of us here in the pit area, and there's a lot of, I would say it's the ones I can see are evenly split between sort of a standard multi-rib, and there's one I can see with a wide multi-rib, and there's a few that have the mini pin style front tires as well in various widths. So obviously it's easy enough to tune, but it is good. When I used to race touring cars, and we're not going to mention this very often, but when the tire selection was open, it was just absolutely ridiculous how much money we had to spend just to catch up to even the slowest of the fast guys. And so it's really a good thing that the spec tires are a thing in off-road racing. So let's see who we're following, a group of guys out here. Let's see what numbers are we looking at here. Just about to go over the second set of green rollers and onto the first three. We've got car number 6, 9, and 2, I think. That is actually the fast group of guys out there right now. We've got the number 9 car, which I believe is the second car in that group, is René Lebetzau from Austria. We've got Kepa Ganutza Martinez, I want to guess, from Spain. Joachim Nicolasen from Norway has just come up to the top of the pile now. In fourth place, we've got the number 8 car of Kevin Sayson from France, and it's moving around all over the place. I'm trying to keep up. Sebastian Muir from France. Renee's down in 6th place now. Nicholas Akender from Sweden is next in 7th place. The fastest lap time is at the moment a 30.5. Nope, a 29.6 from Joachim from Norway. There are 2 drivers not running in this race, a driver from France who has no name, and Alejandro something from Spain. So it's kind of weird that you'd sign up to come to the European Championships and not show up. So, but I don't know. So fastest time right now, I believe we had a 29.8 or 29.9 in the last group. So 29 seem to be the going rate right now. I'd like to see what the live timing is showing. The fastest guys, we've got if you go to myrcm.ch, the only event that is happening right now, you can actually see the actual live timing of everybody.
People are asking to see the live timing.
Yeah.
You need to go to EFRA.ws.
EFRA.ws.
It should be there.
And there will be links to everything that you can want, really. So obviously you're listening to us, or you're on there. You're on YouTube listening to us. And if you go to myrcm.ch, that's where the live timing is living. And just a couple of clicks, not clinks, will get you there to the live timing screen. And you'll be able to follow along. Yep, I'm on there right now. Media Live. If you go to news.efra.ws, and at the top right of the page, under the checker flag, you'll see Media Live for EC, Villadolid, Spain, two-wheel drive. You have live news, streaming, and results links. So let's see. Let's go back to the live video feed that James is following. Looks like a white car. He's just about to start through the S's. What is this? He is moving. That's car number 7. That is Maxim Borisov from Russia. And we have 2 cars in the 29s now. Maxim just popped in with a 29.976. Joachim still has his 29.59. So we got two pretty quick guys in this group. And again, these guys aren't necessarily sorted by. They're just sort of sorted by reputation and where the organizers feel that they ought to be. You're not meant to hold up anybody that's faster than you, and you're not really meant to. You're not actually racing anybody. You're just trying to set a good time, get to know the track. You have 7 chances to do it today, 2 more chances tomorrow in controlled practice. But the controlled practice is sorted by the organizers tonight, and I believe the lap times from today count a lot towards the resorting tomorrow. So there's 2 rounds of controlled practice. The first round doesn't really count for anything. The second round of controlled practice in the morning, however, does have a major effect on your qualifying group. And the qualifying group that you're in, you drive with those guys for the rest of the day, because all day tomorrow is controlled practice and qualifying. And then the final day, of course, is the finals. So you don't have a huge amount of time to learn the track. You need to know your stuff, have a base set up, get out there, and hopefully have a team of guys that you can bounce ideas off of. And obviously you have to learn the rhythm of the track, but that's entirely down to you. So we're waiting for the next group. I believe it's group 5. They've just popped up on the timing screen. I'll run you through where they're from. They're just about to, they're literally just on the track as I speak. We've got Sylvain Gallo Silva something from France, Juan Luis Roman from Spain, Mathieu Masson from France, Federico Rossi from Spain, Ivan Jimenez Perez from Spain, Johannes Edren from Sweden, Ludovic Voltaire from France, Sven Rudig from Austria, Antti Silvanoinen from Finland. That's the second Finnish driver that we have, I believe. And Brian Preddy from Great Britain. So we're following the action coming over the big bridge. That is car number 9. And can't catch the other guy, but car number 9 is Antti. Oh, he's just popped up into second place. That's Antti from Finland. So go Finns. Flying Finn. I'm sure he's probably heard that about 1 million times. If you're an F1 fan, you'll know what I mean. And let's see who we're following now. That is, I believe that's car number, still car number 9. Let's see who else can we find out there. It's car number 7 of Sylvain has just popped up into the lead. Okay, this is actually the first flying lap that everyone is completing now. So Sylvain Gallo Silva something from France. I'll just call you Sylvain from now on. Sorry, Sylvain. He's just done a 30.45 as his first flying lap. So basically everyone's doing almost like 95% of a lap, trying to get out there and start a clean run, and then the first time they cross the start-finish line, which I believe is at somewhere at just the beginning of the straight, you'll see the orange cone at the start of the straight in the video feed. That is the timing line, I believe. So who are we following here? That is car number 4 and car number 3. Car number 3 is Mathieu from France. Car number 3, sorry, that's car number 3. Car number 4 is Federico from Spain. Looks like we've had someone drop out. Yeah, Rossi. That's not a fast name at all. I actually just saw Alexander Rossi, test driver for, I believe, the Caterham team. He was at the Goodwood Festival of Speed over the weekend, where I just came from. So, and saw Valentino Rossi's bike there as well. So it's quite cool. Let's see.
Surfaces. You have forgotten the metal from the bridge.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the Carlos has just reminded me that the bridge is actually what? How many surfaces do we have here? We have loose dirt, dirt, loose and hard packed, and then we have concrete at the start of the bridge, concrete over the first part of the bridge, and then metal grating over the actual bridge itself and the final jump down bit of the bridge. They've got flagstone flooring, brand new AstroTurf.
That one is not that brand new. The one on
No.
no. That's what has always been there.
Yeah, well, it looks really nice and green. Maybe they've washed it or something. But freshly laid AstroTurf, we'll call it. So there's I don't know, I've lost count. It's like 4 or 5 different surfaces and on one track. And like I said, when I was starting, it was the American style tracks are nothing like this. It's really cool to see this sort of thing. And like I said, imagine it's got to be impossible to get an actual setup for one specific area of the track. It's all about throttle control and just rhythm.
Six minimum different surfaces I found.
Carlos has counted 6 different surfaces.
Before the jump, which car are we okay, on the fourth, yeah.
Yeah, so we're coming through the first stone loop, yeah.
There is concrete, then it's painted concrete,
Yeah.
then it's metal, then it's the flat paved, then it's dirt, and then it's astro, and then we go back to dirt again, more packet, and then for the corner of the back of the straight, and then astroturf, and then this is the long mile, the green mile, yeah, and then the EFRA flag, and then probably the stone in the infield. Some wood on the section, so 7 surfaces.
Water.
Wood.
Wood. Okay, yeah.
Those
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, the Blue and White Bridge. Having a clue. I thought it was like painted rubber or something like that, but it is wood. Those are wood logs or boards laid out and just left out to sort of just warp and twist in the sun. So it's a really, really challenging track and quite cool to see. So let's see, the top driver in that race, or that group, not race, was Sylvain with a 28.56. It's the first 28 we've seen. That's Group 5. Remember that. First 28 second lapper. And then 4 people in the 29s. It's Ludovic from France, Antti from Finland, and Mathieu from France. All right, and once again, we just want to remind you, thank you very much for watching RC Racing TV. We are live streaming to you via YouTube and EFRA.ws
RCRacing.tv.
and RCRacing.tv. Hopefully you found, or you're a member of the group, you're a fan of the page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter
RC Racing.
at RC Racing. So, let's see. Yes, as Willie Woots has said in the chat commentary, the EFRA secretary is watching, so we have to behave. Bastian, you're asking, is live timing available? Yes. If you go to EFRA.ws, there are links at the top right of the page underneath the checkered flag. There is live news, which of course is on EFRA.ws. There is streaming, which you're watching and listening to now, and the results page, which is at myrcm.ch. This is myrcm.ch. And on there, well, at the moment, the only event that's streaming with results is this event. So if you just click on the races that are showing, I'd like to get one of the pro guys in here. To talk about what sort of effect the temperature of the track does to, obviously, the more the sun is out, which it is out right now, it's obviously drying up the track, gets the moisture out. We are expecting at some point a thunderstorm. We've been told that we basically get a thunderstorm a day. I'm not sure if it's it's okay. Alfonso from the club has just walked past. He's apologized for making noise, but I barely heard him, and I know you guys didn't. So want to thank Alfonso and Pablo, and by Tristan from Austria, and then he's been quickly pripped by Alexis from France. There's also David Benito Velasquez from Spain with a 30.9. We've got Carl Johan Svensson from Sweden, Sandro Barmert from Switzerland, Luis Fernandez from Spain, Tristram Neal from Great Britain, Miguel Coide from Spain, and Luis Jimenez, sorry, I can't get the last bit of your name, from Spain, who is or is not running. It looks like he started time, but he's had to pull off for some reason. So already, we're just a couple minutes into this 5-minute session. We've already got 2 guys in the 29s, and someone in the 28s has just popped up. 28.89 from Lorenzo from France. Alexis is in there with a 29.5. Sandro is in there with a 29.4. So obviously these guys are out there just trying to do their best. This is their absolute last time that they can practice today. The track is closed. And then I believe at 6:30 local time, in just under an hour, we're going to be having like a country presentation that hopefully we'll be able to stream. How are we looking on that?
The opening ceremony,
Yes.
I can tell you that we will stop at nothing to get you even just the corner of some people's hats as they walk past, even just the edge of a country banner.
Yeah.
And Frank will then do his best to guess what country it is. We'll see somebody's forehead.
How's the zoom on that camera?
I will take photo of somebody's forehead. I will text it to Ollie, who's at home, and then he will tell us who the racer is.
Yeah.
And this is how the system is working
By
currently.
the creases on his forehead and
Yeah.
eyebrow hair.
Some way or another, we'll talk you through an hour-long ceremony.
All right, and on the chat, Bastian has thanked us very much for the giving the live timing link, which is at www.myrcm.ch. That is myrcm.switzerland, I think. Yeah, I know it's Switzerland, but I don't know how they. Anyway, it's .ch. myrcm.ch. Just follow the link. So this is the only event that is has events results streaming at the moment. And James is giving you a nice panoramic view of the scene. It's quite a nice track. Matt says it's not. I think it is.
I didn't say it's not a nice track.
You were dissing it.
Hey,
You were dissing it.
dissing it.
Matt's come over to explain himself now.
I would never diss this track. There's some tracks, they look beautiful when you turn up, and over the week they just degrade to nothing, and maybe don't give you the best racing action. I'm just saying that this track will, it will prove itself to us over the next few days, I think. So I'm just holding judgment. What I'm just saying is, it's not all about instant looks. It's about challenging racers around a lap.
All right, good save, just as Carlos walks in. So, so that was number 9. I noticed that car earlier, actually, in one of the earlier rounds. It looks a lot like Billy Easton's racing body shell. So, let's see how quickly I can get through this. First place, Alexis with 9 laps in 5:09. Lorenzo 9 laps 5:01. Tristram 9 laps in 5:23. Sandro 9. So, as always, you want to do is drive your best whenever you're on the track. So you drive your best in the free practice. That puts you into hopefully a good group for the controlled practice, and that puts you hopefully into a good group for the qualifying. So the likelihood is, if everyone's done their jobs okay and done their guesswork and everything good, you're going to be running with the same guys pretty much all weekend, or all week, I should say. At least until Wednesday, because that's when the finals are. So today is free practice, tomorrow is controlled practice and qualifying, and then Wednesday is the final day of the championships. 2 more rounds of qualifying, and then the finals. So let's see who we're following here, just so we have someone to talk about. Coming over the big green rollers, it's car number 9. Car number 9 is, at the moment, kind of midfield of this group, Tommy from Finland. At the moment, he's on a 4 laps in 2:49, fastest lap at 30.5. Now, the other drivers in this group, at the moment, the fastest is Ramon Nuno Nunez from Spain, and he's done a 28.35 as his fastest lap. Chris Moody from Great Britain, 29.1 is his fastest lap. Jose Miguel Cantis from Spain, he's done 5 laps, and his fastest is a 29.7. Stéphane Deroche from France, 30.2. That's well, I don't want to say that's fast, but it's not too fast really. Peter from Switzerland, he's done a 28.6, which is one of the fastest times that we've seen today so far. And then we've got Tommy, car number 9, in 6th place at the moment. Richard Ralph from Great Britain is next. His fastest time is 28.5, very good time. Andreas Janda from Austria. He was in 8th, and he's jumped up to 4th. His fastest time is a 30.18, but as you can see, it's not always about fastest lap times because he's jumped a lot of people just now. Thomas Holicki from Czech Republic has done a 29.8, and we've got one non-runner in this group. So again, we do have a few people who haven't shown up for whatever reason, who've signed up to race and haven't shown up, but obviously they're not going to be in the controlled practice groups that the organizers reorganize everything with tonight. Let's see who we're following now. We've got it's sort of a wide view, nice wide view. You can see the cars coming through, coming over the wooden bridge. I'm going to call that the wooden bridge now instead of the blue and white bridge because we've got the wooden bridge and we've got the metal bridge. And on either side of the metal bridge, we have big flagstone flooring, which is quite tricky to drive on, I can only imagine. Everywhere else you can see is hard packed dirt and loose dirt on the edges. Some of these marshals are going above and beyond the Call of Duty and doing a bit of sweeping as they go out to marshal, and all the cars are just coming in now, finishing their lap that they've the last lap that they started, as the previous drivers are already going out to marshal. You can see from the flags, which are a very good indication of how windy it is. But I don't believe that the wind is actually affecting the drivers as they're coming through the jumps. I mean, there's the main jumping areas that go perpendicular to the wind, that's what would really affect them in the air. The only areas where the drivers are jumping perpendicular to the wind is what I call the green mile, which is just below where you can see the flags that are on the screen at the moment. And that's fairly sheltered, I would say, because the pits are right next to that big bit of AstroTurf. So I haven't seen any cars, obviously flipping over in midair or anything, but you never know. So we've got 19 watchers now. I know we peaked at about 22 earlier, so that's pretty good, I would still say. So in this group, this is group 9. Okay, group 9, and then we've got group 10, 11, and 12. Those are what we're calling the top guns. The fastest guys are in the top group of racers. And let's see, the current best lap time record, if you go to myrcm.ch and click through to the various events, there is only this event that's showing live on that live timing webpage, myrcm.ch. The current fastest lap holder at the moment is Neil Cragg from Great Britain, and he's done a 27.12, which is, well, obviously it's the fastest lap. It's the target lap time that everybody wants to hit. And I believe it was about 3 or 4 groups ago that we started getting drivers in the 29s, and then it was a couple of groups ago that we started getting drivers doing 28s. So let's see what this group 9, brings us. We'll probably get some low 28s in this group, or start seeing mid to low 28s. So let's see. Let's just run down the names of the drivers in these groups. We're starting to see a lot more British drivers in these upper groups. which is good for Old Blighty. We got Gareth presently in the top spot in this group. Gareth from Great Britain. He's done 3 laps. His fastest lap time so far is 29.84. Got Philip Stocker from Austria. Josep, is that right? Josep?
Josep, that's Catalonian. If it ends in P, it's Catalonian.
Ah,
from
okay.
Barcelona.
See, I-
From Girona, nearby French border.
Very good. So,
Josep
Verona, yeah.
Caristeo,
Yeah, that's right. He is from Spain.
from Catalonia.
From Catalonia. Is it not right to say just he's Spanish? It's more correct to say he's from Catalonia.
He made
I know there's a big regional thing.
So
It's
it's
ma-
like saying Scottish or saying Britain.
Yeah,
Say,
yeah. It's like, yeah, you don't want to be called just British if you're from Scotland, and you don't want to be. I know all about this, having grown up in Texas and then moving to California. It's 2 completely different areas of the country with their own sort of style, obviously. But it's a big country, and it's just the same in, well, what I like to call the smaller countries, like most of Europe. So, Josep is presently in the top spot. He's from Spain. He's done a 28.15, so about a little over a second slower than Neil's fastest lap. So we're getting there. I think we're going to see some 27s maybe in this group or the next group. Let's see, and then we've got Ben Jemison from Great Britain, Gareth Stanton from Great Britain, David Bustos Flores, I'm going to guess, from Spain, Philip Stocker from Austria, Luca Rau from Germany. Not too many Germans that I'm seeing here. It's more Austrians than Germans, I believe. Got George Kutzinger from Austria, and Foud Elward from France. Wow, that's the first time I've seen that name. I thought I was cosmopolitan just a tiny bit, but wow, that's the first time I've seen that. So, 28.15 from Josep is the fastest lap time that we have so far in this group. 27.12 from Neil Cragg of Great Britain is the fastest overall lap time. Now, once again, it's a good time to remind everybody that you are watching RC Racing TV, courtesy of EFRA.ws. And we'd like to thank our show sponsors, Proline. Proline, obviously famous for tires and option parts and all sorts of things for all sorts of cars. They have provided the spec rear tires for the two-wheel drive championships. And we've also got show sponsors Durango with the DEX 210, which is obviously making an appearance in the European Championships. We've got Gerd from Durango. He's here, tuning cars and helping out the Durango drivers. We've got Dual Sky also is one of the show sponsors, and hopefully at some point we'll, not this week, but hopefully sometime soon we'll have some sort of quadcopter action going on with the get some show stuff. We've got people running around with flags all behind us. We've got, I believe, we're about 45 minutes away from the country presentations, when we'll have. I know Matt is working tirelessly to make sure that we can stream that live for everybody, so you can see everybody all in their country groups as they're presented to the rest of the drivers. And let's see, so in Group 9, Josep finished in the top spot, again with that 28.15 lap time as his fastest lap time. Now, the drivers aren't sorted by just purely fastest lap time. They're sorted by the number of laps that they can do in about 5 minutes. So, obviously, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're very familiar with how it works. But if you're able to get in 20 laps in 5 minutes and 9 seconds, you're going to be doing a lot better than someone who's done 27 laps, but you'll also be doing a bit faster than someone who got in 28 laps or 20 laps in 5 minutes and 30 seconds, for example. So that's how the sorting goes. Like I said, I'm sure you guys are familiar with that, but just in case, we'd like to give a full explanation where and when we can. So let's see who we're following. Just coming over the wooden bridge, the first set of green rollers, and he's going over the metal bridge. That is car number 4. Matt's.
Just going to lock the camera for a second and help me.
Okay, yeah. we're going to go to a static camera for a moment while our cameraman James is helping Matt out. So that car number 4 that we were just following is Ricardo Monteiro from Portugal. And he has been pipped by Renault Savoia from France. And Renault has been pipped by Ellis Stafford from Great Britain. So they've all just, we're not actually being pipped. They've only just started their first flying lap. So in about, well, just now, we're starting to get the first flying laps come through. We've already got a 28.2 from Nicholas Manson from Sweden. And the first, I've got a 28.5 from Ellis. And let's see, where's Renault going to come through? He's done a fairly slow lap, 40.8. So, yeah, maybe he's just getting a feel for the track, or he's just trying out something different on a setup where he's pulled in. Who knows? Let's see, it's car number 1. Let's see if we can find Renault, who obviously is one of the top guys. He's just coming over the second set of green rollers just onto the start-finish straight. No, sorry, is that car 7? Behind him on the straight, who's just gone through shot onto the green mile. If you can see the little red and yellow speck on your screen coming through the S's, I believe, just now, and he's coming over the wooden bridge, that is Renault Savoia. So, obviously, one of the big names here. This is Group 10, the first of our Top Guns groups. We've got Group 10, 11, and 12. This is when you start seeing names of not just, friends of yours from your local club or people you may have bumped into. These are guys that you've seen in magazines and on podiums, winners' podiums, and the various websites and magazines. So we're about 3 minutes through this free practice run. Ellis from Great Britain is still top of the heap. We do have our first 27-second lap time. Well, I should say sub 28. It's a 27.9 that he's done as his fastest lap time. Lap time he's just done is a 30.1. So he's kind of slowed down a bit there, but Nicholas Manson, he's backed up his 28.2 with a 28.3. Very good for him. We've got Kari from Finland, 28.2. Wesley van Helmen from the Netherlands. I believe that's our first Dutch racer that we've seen here. And, well, he's in the top 3 groups, so it's pretty good. 28.1 is what he's done. Zacharias Villalba? Yeah. Villalba, and an N is the rest of your name, but I can't see it because it gets cut off. All these names get cut off on the screen, so unfortunately. But Zacharias has just done his fastest lap time, not just done, is 28.5. Renault has done a 28.699. He's only done 5 laps though, so he is hopefully just doing a recce lap. Maybe he's trying some different shock oils or different wing, or who knows. Obviously, it's you're probably familiar with this, but if you're watching this, you're an experienced racer yourself, but you can change, just a multitude of things on these cars to try something. And if you only have 7 goes in a day on a track you've never been to before, well, it's going to be pretty hard. So Renault has my full sympathy. Everybody here has my full sympathy because. As I mentioned before, this track is completely unlike anything I've ever actually driven on. It's got, I believe there's 5 or 6 different track surfaces here. We've got painted wooden bridge. We've got painted metal grading bridge. Got smooth concrete, unpainted. Painted concrete. Got a flagstone flooring. And we've got hard packed dirt, and if you go even just slightly offline, you're going to have very loose dirt, and then we have AstroTurf. So there's I don't even know how many. You run out of fingers really, because I'm holding 2 things. So we've got Wesley from the Netherlands has done 27.7 as the fastest lap in this group. Ellis was pipped by Wesley. His fastest lap was a 27.7. But as I've said, the fastest lap time so far has been 27.1 from Great Britain's Neil Cragg. So we'll see what the next group brings. I think we're probably going to see maybe 3 or even 4 27-second lap times in Group 11, which is the second to last group to run on the track today. because this is the last set of driving that we're going to see today, and then we're going to go into the country, like the presentation of everybody. There's going to be a little bit of a parade and a little bit of a party for all the drivers, so they can chill out before the really serious stuff starts tomorrow. So, we've gone to the remote cameras. As you can see, this is the, if you've been watching before, this is the second set of green rollers just before the front straight. And you can see most of the second stone loop and the drop down from the metal bridge. Off to the left of the screen, just next to the Dual Sky and Durango sponsor logos, is a section of the track that has 5 jumps on it, and one of them is like half concrete. So, and that's the start of the jump, and that section is just completely, it's just not even used. It's just totally cut off from the rest of the track. No one's actually running on that. So that's one of our static cameras.
And we have James back.
And we have James back. So that's one reason why we went to the static camera. Got James back. Hello, James. He's zooming in on the bank turn at the end of the green mile, as we call it. Coming over the wooden bridge. Let's see what number that is. He's just flipped over. Number 6. Number 6 is Carlos Pineda Vidal, something from Spain. He's already put in a 28.2, which is a really good lap time. We've got a 27.9. This is the third 27-second lap time that we've seen so far in this group, and that's from Hupo Honigel from Austria. Darren Bloomfield from Great Britain is currently in second place. His fastest lap time so far is a 28.0, so he's very, very, very close to Hupo. They've both done 4 laps already. Christopher Svensson from Sweden is in third at the moment. Carlos Pineda is in fourth, and he's from Spain. Paul Bradby from Great Britain. We've got Martin Bayer, the current large-scale touring car European champion from the Czech Republic, and he's doing really well for being a large-scale racer. He's in 6th place at the moment. His fastest lap time is a 28.7, which is pretty good, I would say. Not quite as good as Christopher Svensson, who's still up there with his 27.5. And he's a bit of a way off from Neil Cragg with his fastest lap time of 27.1. But, you know, we'll have to start from somewhere. And, you know, being a one of the top, well, the top European large-scale racer for touring cars is not a bad place to start, really. We've got Jani Hovi from Finland, Antoine Rossetti from France, Stefan Pfeifhofer from Austria, and John Spencer from Great Britain, also rounding out the rest of this group. Everyone has done at least a 29.4. 29.4 is the slowest lap time. And if you remember, if you've been watching this for a while, you'll know that that was the fastest lap time that we saw from people several groups ago. This is group 11, so this is the 7th time that they've run today. We've got one more group to go. We've got about 100 racers in this in the two-wheel drive category, almost 100 racers in the four-wheel drive category. The two-wheel drive guys have been split up into, well, guys and girls, I should say, because I believe there's 2 or 3 lady racers running in the championships with us, and we've got about 100, and they've been split up into 12 groups of racers, and that's so that there's about 9 or 10 cars on the track at any time.
I'm just saying 1-2 in the background, don't worry. I'm just testing another mic so we can enhance our output. Sorry, you carry on.
Excellent.
There's just a guy saying 1-2.
And so the 12 groups of racers have had 7 opportunities to drive on the track today. They have not driven on this track before, unless they're local. So I'd imagine that there aren't too many locals, though. What's this? What am I putting on?
Headphones.
Headphones. I can't hear anything now. It's okay. My pockets are going to be full of electronic equipment. And now there's something on my head.
Another item into your pocket.
Another thing in my pocket.
And perhaps now you can hear me.
Hey, I can hear you, Matt. Yes, only my left ear though, but I guess that's normal.
It's to be expected.
Yeah, we want to thank. I was sorry for the pause there. I was actually trying to read this username on YouTube. Micro13 Devil is thanking us, RC Racing TV, for the live streaming. He says it's so great.
You're so great, Micro 13 Devil.
Well, and everyone else has commented.
Yeah. RC Area TV.
Yeah, especially Willie from EFRA.
Yeah. Hi, Willie. Thanks for all your support. We're getting there.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got over 20, about 20. We had 22. Got people watching now.
We don't discuss the numbers.
Yeah, we
it's
don't.
Not important.
Numbers don't matter. It's,
What is
it's,
important?
It's the effort.
Is that we're brought to you by Proline, we're brought to you by Durango, and we're powered by Dual Sky.
Is Elliot Boots here, by the way?
Elliot Boots is a no-show.
Okay. But there's a guy who looks exactly like him walking around. So I was telling everyone earlier, hey, Elliot Boots is here, but he's not racing. But wait a minute, no, he's not here. Is that his look-alike?
So there's some backstory that Frank and I actually work together on a daily basis, and he sends me up on a daily basis for having a similar haircut to Elliot Boots.
I call it the Boots.
The Boots. But no, it wasn't me, and it's not Elliot. So who was it?
Yeah, we've got a doppelganger out there somewhere.
We will find him, and I will interview him and find out is both me and him doing our hair as a tribute to Elliot, the world's top qualifier in 1/8 over in Argentina at the end of last year, and had a very disappointing. I think he'll be disappointed with the result from France. He made the final, but he had a frustrating qualifying, and I think he would have expected a lot more to come from it. So he's a no-show. I don't know if that was a decision based upon what happened in France, or if he's just gone on a holiday.
I'm sure maybe we can talk to Elliot's doppelganger and maybe find out what he thinks Elliot would be thinking about all these recent run of disappointing results.
Daily, what would Elliot do?
WWED. All right, let's see. We've got Group 12. This is the final group of qualifiers that are running on the track right now. We've got Lee Martin, multi-time European champion in this class. He's done a couple laps already. So we've let everyone get their first couple of hot laps in. Lee's done 3 laps already. He's done a 27.6. That's not quite, just over a half a second slower than Neil Craig, who has the overall current best lap time record of 27.1. We've also got Jorn Newman with a 27.4. Someone else with a 27.490 is Neil Craig, trying to break his own record. But the track is cooling right now because the clouds have come over just a little bit, just blocking the sun a little bit. Oliver Schultz is in second place at the moment, 27.759. David Runnefalt from Sweden, 27.565. We're seeing a lot of 27s, a couple more 28s. We got 28.552 from Martin Creel. Renee Trauner from Austria with 28.776. Tom Cockrell from Great Britain, 29.131. Patrick Hofer from Switzerland with 28.4. And Miguel Matias from Portugal. I believe he's only one of 2 Portuguese racers here this weekend, so far this week, with a 28.5. So we've got Lee still in the lead in this group. Lee in second in this group. And 27.121. Neil Craig has actually just exactly matched his best lap time record. He's done it. He's either beaten the one that he had before, because I can't remember the exact time. I believe it was 27.121.
So how close are people getting to Neil?
Well, Neil is the only one.
How close are people getting to
the closest so far is Jorn Neumann from 27. He's got a 27.294. That is the closest. That's, what is that? 27.17 seconds behind. Lee Martin's got a 27.469. Oliver Schultz, 27.759. I've got a David Ronafalk, 27.565. And if you go to the live timing at myrcm.ch, you can actually see the live, well, you know, it's called live timing for a reason. You can actually see the times as they are coming through. Just got to press refresh on the web page. myrcm.ch. There's only one event running at the moment, so you just click through the events. Yeah, so the current top time, Neil Cragg. Yeah, he's still got it. He's still, well, I mean, obviously he's still on top. We've got Jorn Neumann has just put in a 27.177. So that's 0.05 seconds behind Neil.
So, Frank,
yes.
I am going to try to grab a few words with Neil when he puts down his transmitter.
Ah, here we are. Here's our first live interview. Here we go.
You know, we all know Neil's a very, very, very good, nice chap, but he's not a big fan of being interviewed. But he's the fastest man out there on the track, so I better find out.
Well, yeah, we got to find out what's happening with him and you know how he got there.
What you could do for me now, Frank, and what you could do at home, the viewers watching on rcracing.tv, is check my levels. We are in a beta mode here. I have no idea how this sounds. I might be way too loud.
It sounds okay. No, actually, a little bit closer to a little bit louder, I should say.
I sound too loud.
No. You sound a little bit too soft, I would say.
Okay, well, I'll try and boost
That's much better.
my volume.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just try and grab a word with him now.
Very good.
Neil, just very, very quickly, what's it like out there on the track?
It's not too bad. It's getting a little faster every run and track's cleaning up, so it's pretty good. It's fun to drive.
You're still the fastest man out there on the track, and I think you've just matched the record that you set before. Do you like this track?
Well, we come to the warm-up and it was, I have to be honest, it was pretty hard work. It was really difficult to get a clean lap out there, but the guys have done a little bit of work and spent some money and, you know, sorted what needed sorting, and it's not too bad. I quite enjoy driving it. It's all right.
Thank you very much. Best of luck, Neil. There's Neil, Proline driver. Thank you to Proline for supporting us. We're brought to you by Proline, Durango, and we're powered by... Oh, hey! I didn't even think.
Yeah?
Of course.
You were live, man.
You were live. Hello. And we're powered by Dual Sky here in this wonderful vista. Should we take a look? I didn't even think. I just thought it's like radio, but it's not because you can actually see us.
Well, yeah, so it's kind of like TV then.
It's kind of like TV. Can you see the stream of comments? Are they awful? Do I sound terrible? Am I distorted? Am I cutting out? I have no way of monitoring myself other than by what other people say.
No,
If they say that I'm overweight or they say I'm ugly, then that don't need to tell me that.
Well,
but if this is horrible to listen to, other than the fact that I'm, you know, talking nonsense, just for technical reasons, if there's any feedback anyone wants to give us, let us know, and we'll do what we can to improve things.
Yeah, so far on the comments, nothing on your looks or your boots because you've got the hat on. But maybe you can show everyone that later. But we do have several people saying thank you, so we'd like to say thank you for listening. Someone is asking, Mick Loco76 is asking, is everyone running rear motor so far? I believe...
Elliot Stafford is one of the drivers I would expect to be running the mid motor, but we'll find out more about that later. Ollie did a fantastic feature 2 years ago in Pau in France, looking at the drivers who run rear and mid motors, and it's mainly rear motors. But I think more and more drivers are starting to run the mid motors, but that is all dependent on the track style and the track surface. So we'll find out from them what they're opting for.
I have seen a lot of. I mean, obviously, I'm used to the older style motor with the rear motor. So those are what jump out at me because they do just hang out from the back of the car. But there are a lot of X-Ray and Durango cars running that feature the mid motor.
Okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do now, just because we've got a few moments while we're waiting for the next heat to go out.
That was the last. I believe that was the last heat, wasn't it?
Was that the end?
Yeah, that was Group 12.
Oh, that's it. Okay,
that is it.
Let me just have a little wander, just so we can do a range check, because what's happening, anybody who tuned in last week in France will know that we made a complete and utter mess of the opening ceremony. We had basically people we're coming on to the wrong music, and Jimmy from Oopel is taking photos of me now at a rather upward angle, up skirt, up short angle. This is inappropriate. Sorry, guys, but flattering none the least. Although I may have a seizure with all the flash going off in my face, which would be more entertaining than what I'm saying right now. How you doing, Jimmy?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I'm suffering from heat stroke though.
Are you?
Yeah, I've been sat out in the sun baking all day.
You've got your fine array of cameras, which I want to come and have a look at some stage and drool over.
Yes, there's a few you'd like. The Panasonic GH3.
Oh, technical stuff.
I've got to step
technical
off
stuff
camera
now.
for this. It's too rude. Back to you for a minute, Frank, and I'm going to go and do a range check.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you sound okay from where you are. A little bit of static, but we'll get there. So, again, what we will be doing, we will be having a technical sort of feature, possibly on camera. I think we could do it on camera, probably between heats and races, of what cars people are running. Like I said, there's Kyosho. We've seen several people in the Kyosho shirts. There's X-Ray Durango, our sponsor for the week. So it's interesting to see the four-wheel drive bodies and chassis that are running without front universals. So it's quite interesting. Obviously, the Losi and associated cars are making their regular appearance here, and let's see. So we are about 20 minutes away, I believe, from the country presentation. We are here live from Villadolid in Spain, which is wonderful wine country and well known for its young lamb dishes. We're told. Carlos from EFRA has told us all about it, so can't wait to try it. And if anybody has any questions or comments that they want to put through on the YouTube channel, that's fine. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Some of this stuff we're just testing it out as it's going out. As you can see from earlier when Matt was doing his interview with Neil. Neil, by the way, who was not only the 05 world champion in two-wheel drive, he was also the 2002, 3, 4, and 5 European champion, and in 2007 and 2008. So it's going to be pretty interesting, I think. Lee Martin is right there with him in this European Championships. Lee Martin, himself a European champion in 2010, 11, and 12. And the previous European champion, Hupo Honigel, is here as well. He was European champion in 2000, 2006, and 2009. So between those three guys, they have had the last 12 European championships in two-wheel drive. So they're certainly going to be in the running for podium spots, I'm sure.
Hello, Frank.
Hello, Matt.
Look, the range isn't looking too good. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
There's two things I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Right? The range is not looking good. They've through no fault of anybody's, the opening ceremony is about 3 miles away from the track, and what we do is set up our cameras on the track.
Yeah,
As
we
you would
can just
expect.
see you on the track. Yeah,
Yeah.
walking in front of the brooms.
Yeah. So what we do is we set up our cameras around the track. And this is what we did in France as well. And it just so happens that, again, the opening ceremony is the other side of these metal roofs, which Carlos informs me were designed by quite an esteemed architect. So yeah, they're lovely and beautiful. I'm sure they do the job, but what they're going to do is block our view of the opening ceremony, which is my favourite part of every event. So we're going to cut to some other cameras and try and move the camera that James is filming through now. I could show you around the track, but we'll do that tomorrow, Frank. Maybe you and me could have a walk round.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
And maybe get some drivers to talk us round as well. Very tricky is what I'm hearing, but Neil's coping with it. But I mean, the paved section, I know that Neil likes to drift his buggy round, and it is, what you can see from here is that it's quite shiny. So there's not going to be a lot of traction particularly in some of these corners, unless you take a slightly wider line, then you hit the dirt and then it's nothing but traction.
Yeah, I'd actually like to know from some of the drivers if we could get like a few of them to walk us around different areas of the track. I'd like to know if there's any effect of the rubber from the tires getting laid down onto the, you know, like a kind of like a Formula One race. You know, I know there's dirt out there and everything, but if it's getting shiny, that tells me that either the stone is getting polished or that maybe there's rubber actually being laid down.
The stone is getting polished, but also it is, I can inform you, beginning to rain.
Wow, here we go. I did mention the daily thunderstorm earlier that
Beginning
someone
to
warned us
rain,
about.
And the one thing that everybody knows about the 1/10 electric off-road Euros is that it always rains. And
We are in the plains.
yeah, but wherever we are, if we're in the south of France, it rains. If we're in Austria, it rains. Wherever we are, it rains. So you've been in Austria twice, and we've had rounds of qualifying cancelled. And what Paul Worsley does is work on the fly and just completely recreate the qualifying to make sure that there is still an event, because there are certain criteria that they have to meet. They have to have enough rounds of qualifying. Interestingly, they have to have an opening ceremony. You can't have this event unless you have the opening ceremony. So that's what's coming up next. But so expect the unexpected. Probably will be rounds of qualifying cancelled. There'll probably be flash floods, pestilence, rats, rabies, rabid dogs, famine, and all kinds.
Yeah, I don't know how many plagues the we can endure during the week.
I don't know. But there's not been a famine so far because we've been very well fed by the track. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That was a lovely lunch we had. Anyway, I'm going to walk off that way and start moving cameras so we can attempt to see the opening ceremony. We'll probably go quiet for a while we do that. But we'll leave you with some image of the pits or some movement so you know that we're still on. Hello, Chris.
Camera down.
Oh, yeah, we've been advised to get our camera down, yeah, because of course it's electrical.
Yeah, we can't leave too much of this stuff out. If it's
The
starting
rain
to rain.
detector, yes. James has got a rain detector as well, and he's going to get wet as well soon. Right, okay, over and out. Frank, I don't know if there's anything else you need to round up for now.
No, I think that's it. Unfortunately, we can't really do much with the opening ceremony, but we hope you've enjoyed the the controlled practice that you've seen so far.
We'll bring the opening ceremony very soon.
Yeah. Okay. Signing off for now. RC Racing TV, brought to you by Proline, Durango, and powered by Dual Sky. setting up the Yes, we are back.
Oh, but it sounds awful.
Oh no. We're working on it. We're working on it, folks. We are working.
Talk us through what's going to be happening soon. What's going to be happening soon?
What's going to be happening soon is we're going to have full capabilities on the sound, which it's not quite at the levels it was earlier. We've been trying to improve things. We're back on one channel. So we're back on one channel. Hello. Hi, everyone out there. I believe we've got...
What's the question?
Well, the question was, what does it take to go pro? Which is a very open-ended question. It is a good question, and we will possibly chat to some of the drivers that are here who can tell us maybe how they turned pro, and get to fly around the world driving toy cars for people, which is quite fun, obviously, because it's toy cars and stuff. So we're waiting on the opening ceremony to start. We did have a bit of a rain shower. It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't quite call it a thunderstorm, but that's because I grew up in Texas where everything's bigger than life. So what we're showing you now is, well, the closest that we can actually get, because we have quite a severe limitation on the distance that our radio mics will reach and the distance that our radio feeds will go. You can see the wind. It's still kicking up quite a bit. Luckily, the rain has stopped. Some massive fat drops of rain were coming.
I thought you were referring to people then.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
The rain. The rain is
It's fat.
yeah. Well, was fat. It's not raining any longer, so it's non-existent at the moment. So that's fine. So I believe.
I can hear Carlos beginning to.
Yes, he's getting into he's hitting his stride. And yep, he's introducing some of the Finnish drivers, I believe. Well, the entire Finnish team. Unfortunately, this is kind of the only view that we can show you. We can't really pan around too much because it's such a tight shot, and there's just lots of stuff in the way. But you can actually see the Finnish flag there. That's the white flag with the blue cross. It's yours. Or no, someone. And Carlos is introducing the Russian team, who, like I said, we did sort of bump it. We didn't actually talk to them, but we saw them last night.
What were they doing when we saw them, Frank?
Well, they were. I went over. I mentioned this earlier. I didn't go into too much detail, but they were trying to fit about 6 pit bags plus 4 people in a subcompact car. I believe it was just a regular 307 or 308 Peugeot or something like that. And luckily, we were able to. Well, one member of our team, who shall remain unnamed, was able to bat his eyelids at the lady behind the counter and get us a free upgrade to a station wagon version, which is I'm dreadfully grateful for, because it would have meant I would have had some stuff on my lap for a long journey across Spain. So much appreciated for the effort there, getting the station wagon. And I'm not sure. Does Carlos? How does this work? So, obviously, this is the first one I've actually witnessed. So talk us through it a little bit of what you can hear. Maybe we've got Carlos introducing the countries. Does he actually say the drivers' names, or is that up to the team captain, or how does that work? I know everybody walks around with a little placard with their country flag on it.
Sorry, carry on.
Well, I was just asking you how it sort of works. I mean, all the country drivers come out with their flag, and Carlos introduces just the country, or does he introduce all the drivers?
It's done country by country. every opening ceremony is a learning experience for me. So,
Well, okay, so yeah, it's probably as fresh for you as it is for me then.
so
That's
what
good.
I'm doing right now is fixing the high-pitched whine. Listeners, you don't have tinnitus. It's a high-pitched whine. There's no way of hiding it. It's there. It's the elephant in the room, and we're working to reduce it. So we'll continue with the opening ceremony and do what we can to reduce the whine.
Okay.
So
Well,
feel
I'll-
free as Frank continues.
I'll stick my head out the window and see what I can hear from Carlos, and I'll make sure that you have enough room. This is a bit like reading. I was just telling Matt and James earlier that I finished reading Murray Walker's, the famous Formula One announcer, for many, 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 many years. I just finished reading his autobiography, and he described some of the absolutely appalling conditions that he used to have to commentate in. And I must say, well, all credit to Murray. He was there from the very beginning, sort of, and this isn't quite as tight of a space as he's described in his book, but it is pretty tight here. So I've just smacked my head on my binoculars. And no, I actually do have a pair of binoculars here, and I did actually smack my head on them. So, but I was getting out of the way. So yeah, let's try not to coin that phrase of smacking my head on the binoculars. And what I can see drivers carrying their country flags across. There's an EFRA flag. There's a Spanish flag. And I'm seeing this sort of through like a net sign tarp sort of thing. If you've been watching the coverage so far, we've had the local, I guess it's like the local province has sponsored this land to the RC club. They do flying, they do helicopters, they do tether plane flying, and obviously the off-road racing. And so the Junta de Castilla y León banner that I'm actually viewing what I can see through it's like sort of a net material that I can see through. So it's quite interesting. I can't really hear too much of what Carlos is saying because I have to speak. Austria is coming out now. So if I shut up just a bit, I can listen a tiny bit. And here they come, playing the national anthem. Okay, yeah, so we are actually officially starting now. This is they're playing the national anthem of Austria, which I must say is kind of not my favorite national anthem. I prefer the Italian national anthem, at least after the first several measures.
Measures of
bars
what?
Or what they're called. The bits of music. And just watching some electrical equipment fall over. It's not delicate at all. Yeah, so they're walking across. So, and I wouldn't say dislike, but my not fanhood of the Austrian anthem has nothing at all to do with Sebastian Vettel and his multiple winning ways, at all. But it is, yeah. It's a nice enough anthem, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch Eurovision. I don't know if anyone has ever covered it or made a modification of it. But Belgium is up next.
Well, you quickly notice that it's obviously in alphabetical order.
Yes.
So you make predictions on what's coming next.
Yes, I can make predictions based on what's coming next. So we've had A, Austria. We've had B, Belgium. C would be, well, not CH because that's Switzerland. C would be Czech Republic, possibly.
Did Greece not come first, like the Olympics? Did Greece come out first, or?
No. But there is a Spanish flag. Greece did not come out because this is not the Olympics. It's not based in Greece. But there is a Greek driver driving, and he's represented by a flag, which is kind of cool. There is a Greek flag out there. I think there's only one or two drivers. And Argyris. A mate of his. So, yeah, he's... They didn't play too much of the Belgium national anthem. I think because the Austrian team is so much larger than the Belgium. Czech Republic, I was right. There we go.
The more drivers that turn up, the longer the anthem lasts.
Oh yes,
Perhaps.
yeah. I'm sure there's some sort of algorithm. They
Yes,
probably figured it out on an Excel spreadsheet. of
Yes.
If there's only like T, which is time of anthem,
Yes.
equals D, which is
Drivers.
times a certain number of seconds.
Yes. And that gets you the amount of the anthem that gets played.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Brits here.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna hear the whole thing.
We're going to hear the whole thing.
We're probably gonna
twice.
hear we're
followed
probably
by
gonna
Old
hear,
Lang Syne and
the England, the Vindaloo song.
Vindaloo song.
Yeah.
Shall we go and move the camera with what limited abilities you have to move the camera?
Yeah. Let's
see what we can see.
Matt and James are gonna head upstairs. Oh man, I missed what he said. I think this is Greece. Except there's, or is it?
Quiet.
Okay, so it's Czech Republic. Is this Deutschland then? For D for Germany, which is, I know it's a confusing thing. But whatever. Let's roll with it. D, Deutschland, Germany. That is not the German national anthem though.
Okay. What can we
If you can
see?
find out, Matt, if you can find out what country that is, it sounds like
sounds-
like a three tenors or
It
something
sounds
like
beautiful.
that. They didn't play very much of it, so there's not very many of them here.
Okay. France next.
There's France. Da, 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 da. Yes, we all know this song.
Can you still hear me, Frank?
Yes, I can just hear you. There's a lot of static.
Is there?
There's much static, but I can't hear you very much now. come back quick now. Come back. Still a lot of static. Oh, it's less. I can hear you chuckling away at my agony with listening to your static.
Were you enjoying my static?
Oh, yeah. Plenty. Always enjoying your static.
We're agonizingly limited in what we can see of this
Yeah.
fantastic.
Actually, you know what? If you go out to maybe the bridge, the metal bridge, you can see through the netting that surrounds. Get out on the track.
Okay.
And
Can James see me? If maybe people can see me trying to see the track. I mean, trying to see the. It's like Soccer Saturday on Sky Sports News, where you tune in to watch people watching the football. Okay. I'm walking up the jump. Oh, James can't hear me anymore.
We've got Great Britain coming out now.
We have Great Britain coming
yeah.
out now.
Yeah, you can. Well, yeah, you can clearly. So there's.
Do I sound
all
alright to you, Frank?
Yeah, you sound all right.
Sound pretty okay now.
Yeah.
Okay. Here
There
we
we
go.
are.
Now let's give no preference to this because, well, two thirds of the RC racing team on this particular visit are British. Whilst Frank, you are kind of not really qualified
No.
in many ways. No, I won't say that. That's not fair to you. But not really qualified to judge these anthems because you're not even European, are you?
No. Well, actually, I was born in Germany, so. That's,
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, you're German. Fine. Frank is German, as you can tell from his accent. There are the Brits. I don't know if James could go from me to seeing the track. It's going to be too difficult, isn't it? Yes. There are a lot of Brits in blue T-shirts.
Many Brits. I think they should actually change the color of that shirt though, because
The French.
the French always show up in the blue.
The French also show up in the blue T-shirts. So now we have.
Who is this?
Okay. See if you can still hear me as
Yeah.
I walk
Yeah.
the green mile.
Yep, you're okay.
I'm okay. Okay, here I am.
There you
Look
are.
at me.
Look at that, right on the fence.
This is Greece.
Here's Greece. Here we are.
This is
We
Greece.
got our three Greek racers. Is that 3 or 2?
Yes,
3.
and can you see James? Oh, he can't hear us. Manolis, there he is with the car, the prototype, the third of the drivers there with the hat on. He's a good friend of the team. We speak to him every year to find out his progress. And there they are, another blue selection of shirts.
It gets confusing, doesn't
It gets confusing because blue is clearly a popular colour.
Well, what the British guys do at least is they wear their various sponsor T-shirts. So that kind of clears up the confusion.
Frank, that is a no-no. I can tell you now, you are not really supposed to be wearing your sponsored T-shirts in an opening ceremony. You're supposed to be wearing the T-shirts.
Yes, but
of your nation.
But I mean, during the week's races, they wear their sponsored shirts.
Oh, of course they do.
But
yeah,
the French drivers, most of them seem to wear all the blue front shirt.
Frank, this is for you now.
Here we are.
Germany.
Yes.
In light blue, a blue shirt, a lovely blue shirt, a button-up shirt with the short sleeves. There are 5 of them, including your Neumann. Some mechanics, some other people that I don't recognise.
Yeah.
Mr. Sten's there from Durango is also joining them. For of course he's a German as well.
Yeah.
Though he's wearing he's not wearing the national dress, but that we'll let him off with that because he's kind of the boss in a sense.
Well, Matt,
Okay, yes.
Matt, if you can move towards the first jump of the Green Mile, to your right. Can you move to your right, Matt? Can you hear me? Because you're still getting a lot of static.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just move to your right and just stand on that first jump.
Yes.
I know it's not as good a view.
It's okay. Here we have this. James, can you see me?
Is this...
Hi. This is a rather spectacular way to cover an opening ceremony. Looking over the fence, as though not actually invited, anyone would think. But nevertheless, we are here.
If you're just tuning in now, or you've just recently tuned in, we were invited, but unfortunately, just due to the way that the track facilities are laid out, we can't actually film the entire opening ceremony for you guys.
Netherlands, welcome. Norway.
Norway.
In come the Norwegians.
You know what? I was
The 3 of them. Have you been to Norway, Frank? Do you have any?
I never have been, but I am planning to go.
Are you?
At some future date? Yes.
Yes.
To visit
Enjoy
the
fjords.
Yeah.
The great healthcare.
and to see Norwegian blue parrots in the wild.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes. That's a good idea. Yes. I'm thinking of scaling this fence, but it does look a little bit precarious.
It looks like a bit, anti-climbing.
It has spikes here. I don't want to damage this banner
we wouldn't want you to do that. Yeah.
So I'm kind of stuck between looking under and over. But anyway, yes, Norway. We have 3 drivers from Norway, or at least 3 participants taking part in the opening ceremony. What they do is they line up on a grass field. All of the nations are there. I can see Portugal planning to come next. But there's a long queue streaking behind them. Frank, is this bearable, the sound? Is it bearable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much less static than where you were before.
Okay, fine. So they line up on the grass verge, waiting to come in to this circled asphalt area where they're standing in a kind of an arc shape. They will parade in front of the arc. I think the mayor of the local area...
We'll have heard this many, many times.
Of course.
Unfortunately, as you might know, Matt, there are no words to the Spanish national anthem.
No.
So you can't even sing along with it. It's just you just sort of bounce along and just dance. And
well, you can't be accused of not knowing the words, though, can you? As well, it does
That's
have
true.
that advantage to
That's
it,
true.
which is good.
It is a very peppy anthem, though. I like it.
I think the British national anthem didn't have any words that in the national anthem that they just played then. Although I did notice that the Swedish one did. They had a pre-recorded track with a gentleman singing.
It sounded like a Eurovision song
It did,
entrance.
yeah, and that's not to discredit it in any way at all.
And I've never seen Eurovision, so I've just snippets that I've.
Frank,
as I've
you
flicked
haven't
past.
lived. Now here we stop for a rather poignant moment where all the nations stand for a moment and wonder what it is that happens next. Mill about slightly and talk about what they're going to have for dinner this evening in the hotel. probably talking about setups. And some people just look like they want to sit down. In fact, some people are sitting down on the tarmac, the French particularly. It's been a long day, I guess, you know. But most people standing up, representing their nations. The media, the ones who aren't attached to a tether or a cable like we are, transmitting to the world right now, the ones who are running wirelessly and delivering shots and pictures later on, they're all over there in the scrum. There's a scrum of people taking photos. You will be able to find all of those images on the internet. Upal are here. Jimmy from Upal is here, so you'll be able to check out Upal and get lots of fantastic photos from him. This is a perfect time to say thank you to Proline. We are here because of Proline. We are here because of Durango, and we are here powered by Dual Sky. We would not be here without EFRA. Obviously, EFRA, the European Federation. That's why people are standing there, because this is the opening ceremony. Frank?
Yes.
How does this rank in the many opening ceremonies that you've been to?
I would say this is definitely the best one.
Words. I'm sure he will be expressing thanks for people who have turned up. There are a few people that haven't turned up, but thanks to those that have, expressing that who will want clean racing, and just that people will do their best to participate in a fair way, and you know.
Are they actually saying please don't drive into each other and break each other's cars?
No. I think because I think that we asked this to Dallas actually in the opening ceremony of the 1/8. He was refereeing the 1/8 buggy, and Nick said to him, "What are you saying to the drivers?" And in his way that he does, he kind of said, well, not a lot really. I don't need to tell them. They know, and they do know because you know, many of the drivers here are very experienced, and the ones that aren't experienced here, they soon find out the way to compete in an event like this.
Yeah. Well, obviously, if you, I've heard of drivers getting actually banned from various, large events for really, really awful behavior.
That sounds like a very American behavior.
Actually, it was I believe it was a Swiss guy who got banned from an event. It was many years ago, so there's no point mentioning what it was, but it was a Swiss guy.
For his activities during an opening ceremony?
No,
disrespect?
during a race.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He,
well,
threw things and threatened people, and he was banned from further competitions.
Back to the ceremony now. The section chairman for EFRA and, the BRCA actually, Paul Worsley, is giving a few words. I can tell you, he is thanking the organisers. He said that they put a lot of effort, and you can tell that they put a lot of effort into this, actually.
Yeah, tons. We've gone over and over about how astounded we are at with the sort of amenities that we have and what they've done with the track, and even just the drink selection in the bar.
Yes.
Just from that alone, you can tell that there's a lot of thought going into the whole event.
Yes. And the final words, or at least I hope, dare I say I hope the final words come from, of course, Carlos Gomez, who will be seamlessly running from Spanish into German, into Italian, maybe throw in a bit of French, and of course English as well, for he is a fantastic communicator, and he will be also expressing, I don't know, because he's currently doing Spanish or Italian, but I'm sure it's very positive things.
Well, it won't be Italian because there are no Italians here, unfortunately. They don't seem to be into 1/10 electric.
I think that was the mayor. That was very brief from the mayor. A man of few words.
Yeah, well, if you're invited to an event like this and you're the mayor of the capital of a province, what do you say to a group of toy car racers?
You say, "Good on you,"
and hand the microphone back. But no, that's great. I mean, I've been to many large races in the States, and Obviously, haven't been in quite a while, but I've never seen local politicians or local main people at all at events in the U.S. even just for the opening ceremony. But in the U.K. and Europe, it seems to be the done thing, which is it's really nice.
I think it's nice. I think it's very nice. Frank, I don't know if you want to actually join me out here for the closing of our coverage for today. There's not much more we can give you today, but what we can give you is some more tomorrow, essentially. Frank's going to join me on track in a moment. Carlos is saying a few final words. Who's he welcoming now?
For making possible this effort. And now officially I will give the words to someone to declare officially open this event.
There seems to have been a bit of a faux pas there, but I think it's all fine. Some words from another dignitary. A few more words than that were expressed by the mayor. Photographers gathering to hi Frank.
Hello.
Let us turn off. Let us turn off our radios so we don't feedback and hear each other. That's it.
He has officially declared open.
There you have it.
All right. We're officially here.
We are officially here. The mayor, another dignitary, various representatives from EFRA, chairman, people who make this happen, have declared this officially open. We are here at the beginning of the Green Mile, as Frank has termed it. The beginning of the Green Mile, I think, is a representation of the beginning of a long journey for everybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a long week.
It's going to be an intensely long week with battles, challenges, but also a few laughs along the way, I hope.
Definitely, lots of laughs.
Now all of the racers are dispersing to the bar, and perhaps we should join them.
Yep, definitely.
So,
I think I see a few pint glasses calling our name.
any final thoughts? We want you to tune in tomorrow, of course.
Oh, definitely, and it should be a really, really interesting week.
It should be a very interesting week. Tomorrow we have one more round of open practice, I believe, and then we have a control practice, and then we'll begin 2 rounds of qualifying. Am I right in saying that?
Well, yeah, no more. Well, 2 rounds of control practice and then 2 rounds of qualifying.
There you go, 2 rounds of qualifying. But anything could happen because, in fact, as the dark clouds draw in, anything could happen. We could just have 2 rounds of qualifying. We could have nothing tomorrow and everything on finals day. We've seen it all in this particular class, in this particular Euros, so stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely. Please.
Come back to rcracing.tv. Thank you to Durango, thank you to Proline, thank you to Dual Sky. Tune into EFRA.ws, tune into rcracing.tv. Join the Facebook group. Don't like us.
Join us.
And we'll leave James with a vista of the sky, if you film over there, while we walk off and end the broadcast in a somewhat dignified way.
Doing a video interview with find out what, just like half jokingly, what some of the drivers think would be. Was that the best opening ceremony that you've had?